So welcome guys, let's do a battle cast, and you can already see Halebron in the background, and that tells you I'm going to play the Dark Elves and we are going to face up against Bretonnia. So this was a great game, it was a lot of fun. So let's directly start with my army composition over here. You can already see the hill, or should I say the mountain in the background. So this is of course not the most competitive map, but I didn't notice that in the pre-combat. But even though we fought on the top of this hill, so this is going to be a very epic fight, and you're going to see that very soon. So let's come to my front line, and I brought bleak swords to my front line. It's very rare that I bring bleak swords to the battlefield, but I think in this matchup bleak swords can really pay off. They should perform at least quite decent against the Bretonnian infantry. They have a silver shield, they can protect themselves from arrows. So in this matchup, as I said, I think these guys can perform quite decent. Then we have these Blades of the Blood Queen, these legendary Hageneth executioners over here, and they have this Guardian ability. And I told you in my faction guide that this provides support to nearby troops, but this was a bogus. It's just for your lords and heroes. So lords and heroes will get plus 18% physical resistance within this circle. So it's very important for your lords and heroes that they are within the circle to get these plus 18% physical resistance. For example, you can see Halebron has this Guardian, has the physical resistance now, but not the bleak swords. So it's just for your lords and heroes. But other than that, the Blades of the Blood Queen have a very good unit, a very elite unit, and the performance is a little bit better than a normal group of Hageneth executioners. So the Bretonnia infantry should have problems to kill these guys, or to fight against them. Then I brought 2 groups of Dark Shards, and in my last line 3 groups of Dread Spears. So if you are going to face up against Bretonnia, you are probably going to face up against a lot of Cav units, and for this purpose I have Dread Spears over here. Then I brought a War Hydra, and a War Hydra, of course you have to be really careful that the War Hydra is not engaged in a fight against all these anti-large Cav from Bretonnia. So if you take care of her, the War Hydra can really do a devastating amount of damage to the Bretonnian infantry and causing terror and fear. So very good, especially of course against the Bretonnian infantry. Then we have Halebron, and as I said in my faction guide, I think Halebron is at the moment the most competitive lord on the Dark Elf army roster, but we will see what the future will bring, for example with the next patch. And last but not least, I brought these Sisters of Slaughter on the right and on the left flank. One group for flankings, and these ladies have really superior stats. For example, a melee defense of 60, what is incredible high, and good weapon strength, good melee attack. The only problem is the armor. So you can see they are quite naked. So we have just 5, but other than that, they should perform very good against the Bretonnian infantry. So let's take a look up on the hill. What we have over here, we have 3 groups of spearmen and arms with shields. Then we have additional 3 groups of battle pilgrims over here, and battle pilgrims are a very cost efficient unit, anti-infantry. I'm not sure if they have actually anti-infantry bonus. No, they have no bonus, but they are designed of course to fight other enemy infantry. But I would have brought at least more foot squires, so you need at least a little bit AP damage against the Dark Elves of course. Then we have the Grey Reliquae, what is quite good, especially because the Grey Reliquae provides a support that gives nearby allies they are immune to psychology, what is quite good and very bad for my War Hydra. And then we have the Fey Enchantress over here, nothing special. And last but not least, these Battle Pilgrims, these Holy Wardens of Lema Zontal in the background, also Regiment of Renown. And we have here these Beast Slayers of Bastogne. At least we have 1 group of Foot Squires, and of course anti-large, but these guys in many builds they are very good against many matchups. Their performance is very good. And hidden in the forest we have Grail Guardians, very expensive unit, anti-infantry, causing a tremendous amount of AP damage. Very good, but also very expensive. And on the other side, also hidden in the forest, 2 additional groups of Cav, also Grail Guardians. But more interesting in my opinion are these Companions of Quenelles. I hope I pronounced this correct. And these are legendary questing knights. And I think questing knights perform quite superior against the Dark Elf. So I would have brought more questing knights, my opinion. And far away on the other side of the map we have these Wardens of Montfort, these mounted yeoman archers, harass unit. But the problem over here is that these guys causing nearly no AP damage. So when it comes to the AP missile damage, we have just 3, I think. Yeah, it's just 3, and this is very low. So for doing it's not good for against the Dark Elves. So these guys, the damage output against the Dark Elves is not really high. Of course they're causing poison attacks, but in this matchup I would leave them out. But anyway, let's start over here, and you can see I'm walking uphill towards my enemy, and it was a very fair of my opponent to stay over here and not to take the advantage of the higher ground and to move forward, because this would increase the performance of his army dramatically, and also he can do a downhill charge and can fight me on the higher ground over here, for example. So this would be, as I said, increase the amount, increase the performance of his army, of his units dramatically. But as I said, very fair that he stayed at the top over there. At the moment, of course, I didn't saw any cavalry. I saw just a few units on the top of this hill, and you can see he now pulls out his battle pilgrims, and at least he has a little down charge, but not much. And now we have a charge in. Battle pilgrims against bleak swords. Battle pilgrims should be able to kill bleak swords, but at least the bleak swords should be able to hold the lines for some time. Now Crown Hellebrand joining the fight. Now the Hargrave Executioners joining the fight. A Gaze of Cain going down. So the spot in the middle is going to break up very fast. On the right flank I was really able to flank him really hard. Also with the War Hydra over here. The Sisters of Slaughter. And now a fiery breath going down on these men-at-arms, spearmen at arms, and you can see they get immediately terrified and now routing off. This spot on the right flank broke up very fast. Now here we have a very interesting fight. Sisters of Slaughter against these Holy Wardens of Le Marzontal, and I'm not really sure who's in favor over here. I think they should trade quite even, but in a one-on-one fight we should try this in a fight club. I'm not sure who's going to win. But you can see that the Holy Wardens of Le Marzontal took a lot of damage actually, but also the Sisters of Slaughter. But so it seems like that they trade quite even over here. So he directly would like to attack or try to attack my War Hydra with these Beast Slayers of Bastogne. Of course I saw that, and I directly interrupted his charge with my Dread Spears and Bleak Swords. And now we have a very good charge in from his Companions of Quenelles in my Bleak Swords over here. So he now attacking with all his cavalry, my units. And on this side also very interesting, he tried to attack my Dark Shards. I saw that, of course, and I directly also interrupted the charge here with Dread Spears and Bleak Swords. But still we have now a charge in. So very good of my opponent. He found the gap and directly charged into my Dark Shards over here. So you can see that with the charge formation that took so much damage, a tremendous amount of that. Really good. Now a fiery ref going down. I saw this of course with my, and directly with my War Hydra did a fiery breath over here. On the left flank I was really able to force off these questing knights with Crown Hellebrand, and of course I have these Blades of the Blood Queen here and the Dread Spears, so this was too much. Here we have a little bit advantage of my side to fight these Grail Guardians uphill. Oh no, I noticed he's going to cast a Chalice of Potion over here, and I made a mistake. I redirected my units and uphill, and now I get a lot of damage from that, but even though, very good of my opponent. On the right flank over here we have a very good fight of the Beast Slayers of Bastogne. These guys are really good in also in this fight over here against the Bleak Swords. I'm not able to kill them. They are very healthy, and you can see my Bleak Swords melting away. But the most incredible, or the most, not the most incredible, but the biggest fight over here is in the middle. You can see we have Grail Guardians over here. Now we have also these Wardens of Montfort shooting in this huge massive blob over here. We have rear charges from the Grail Guardians, very good. But another Gaze of Cain going down from my side, and this is a very good situation. As I always say, we have here, you can see the buff, plus 8 melee leadership, plus 25% weapon damage, plus 25 melee attack. Of course, my units are on rampage, but this is a very good situation that I have this Gaze of Cain. Because you can see he really overwhelmed my units. The Grail Guardians performing really good against all these infantry units. So it was a really dangerous situation. And but of course I have Kron Hellebrand, and the performance is actually really superior. Now we have my War Hydra trying. I tried to attack his Fey Enchantress with a Fiery Breath. Of course, never do this. The Fiery Breath is very optimal against against infantry groups, not against a single entity like the Fey Enchantress. But he did not expect that my War Hydra still chasing her, still attacking her. You can see now she get a lot of damage actually from the War Hydra. Very good. Of course he saw that, directly sent his Grail Guardians to attack my War Hydra, but the Grail Guardians are anti-infantry, not anti-large, and we have a very small group over here, so the War Hydra should be able to handle that. Kron Hellebrand really healthy, really steady, now attacking the Speed Slayers of Bastone. And as I said, with Kron Hellebrand I managed it really well to clean everything up in the middle. Without Kron Hellebrand it would be more worse for my unit. So I think the Grail Guardians, you can see that, would kill my complete infantry. I'm pretty sure that Kron Hellebrand made the difference in this fight over here. On the left flank, my War Hydra is still fighting the Grail Guardians, but as I said, my War Hydra is quite healthy, and these guys are very heavily damaged. Now some routing units come back. Oh, sorry. From my side, for example, these Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, and I have a group of Dark Shots here now shooting on his Mounted Yeoman Archers, but it was not really necessary. As I said, the damage output of these guys was not really much, but he started with a Fey Enchantress to attack my Dark Shots to interrupt these guys. So very good gameplay of my opponent. My Kron Hellebrand is still very healthy and very strong unit, of course, especially on the Cauldron of Blood. So we have a carpet of death units over here on the top of the hill. My War Hydra, I don't know what's going on over here. My War Hydra is still fighting against the Grail Guardians, and really good. But overall, you can see nothing special anymore. We have some routing units of his side coming back, but these Holy Wardens of Lema Zontala, or the Beast Slayers, are just a few models left. I killed a lot of models, a lot of deaths over here, as I said here. Look at that, incredible. And yeah, nothing special. I managed it really well to defeat his units, his Grail Guardians, and the reason for that is, as I said, Kron Hellebrand. This was the most important point. So, but very good gameplay. GG, well played to Lady Astrid. Thank you for that match. It was a lot of fun. And as I said, I would have brought more Foot Squires. At least you need more AP damage against the Dark Elves. This is in my opinion the reason. But other than that, the build is in my opinion quite good, and you can see the performance of the Grey Guardians is really superior, how many units they killed. So my build, you can see the Bleak Swords also performing quite good, as I said, against Battle Pilgrims, for example. Of course Battle Pilgrims win, but the Bleak Swords are really able to kill some models or to hold the line for some time. Dread Spears against Cav, and the Sisters of Slaughter, I expected a little bit better performance, but even though the performance, they did also a lot of kills. As I said, they traded quite even with the beasts, with the Holy Wardens of Mlay Mazontal, and these guys also did a lot of kills. The Harkonnen Executioners, of course, these Blades of the Blood Queen, also good performance, and the War Hydra, in my opinion, also good performance. But you can see Quan Halabron, 271 kills. I mean, give me a break. This lady is incredible strong. But anyway, thank you for watching this episode or this battlecast. Have a nice evening. Also, thank you for all your kind words to my faction guides. It was so much work to do both faction guides within 1 week. So I think I spent 50 or 40 hours. So thank you for all your kind words, and see you on the next battlecast or next program on my channel. See you and have a nice evening.